The feedback summary screen is the screen that appears at the end of an assessment after the respondent clicks the Finished button. It presents the information we define in Assessment Builder. In this case, we're displaying the overall score and some simple information. So this assessment has a passing score of 65%. We've achieved a 75% passing score, and because we've passed, we've also displayed some instructions below with a very simple piece of text. The place that we've done this is on the Feedback tab of Assessment Builder. Here we see the passing score of 65%. We have two feedback blocks that we've defined based on pass and fail. Now we've included the same information in both, but you can certainly make them different if you like. Now, here we've used a rich text editor to format our simple piece of text, but you can include links, you can include tables, video, or images if you like. And if that's not enough, the Code View button allows you to define some HTML. Now, it allows for safe HTML, so you can pretty much modify the formatting as you wish within this block of text. And again, it's displayed at the end of the assessment. So this isn't always enough. We want to add more. So sometimes what you might want to do is go to the Content tab and modify the contents of your topics. So here we have a sample topic, and we have our topic instructions, which appears at the top of the screen when they're answering questions within this particular topic. All right, as respondents answer questions, this will appear as a header at the top. If you want to provide additional feedback, the advanced feedback options is where you can define a passing and non-passing message for your topic itself, so that each topic can have a different message defined. And again, you have a rich text editor that you can use to format this as you wish. Now, in this case, the passing score is 0%, meaning they will always see the passing message. But if we were to change this to, say, 80%, then the message seen would be dependent on how well respondents score for this particular topic. The last thing that we need to do is we need to set the display on feedback screen to topic score and messages, or messages only, or topic score, one of those options. Here we're going to show the score and message. If we save these settings, we can refresh our screen and we'll see that this now shows the topic score along with a message that we've defined. If we want to take that further, we can do it for additional topics as well. We did really well on the first, but very poor on the second. And we see the appropriate message below each score. So this is a very simple way of doing this. We can enhance our overall instructions as well as the topic instructions. If we want to take this to an even further degree, Conditional Feedback is the tab that we want to focus on. And here we've defined a very simple sample criteria. And what we've done here is we've given it a name, and we want to say, all right, we want to display feedback based on all of the conditions that we define below. If they evaluate to true, then we're going to display the feedback that we define in the feedback section. So in this case, we've said if the overall score is greater than or equal to 70, then display feedback. Now the feedback is going to, or Brillium is going to evaluate the feedback rule, and if true, it'll display the message here. If false, it'll display the message below. If we don't want a message to display at all, we could simply leave one of them blank and it won't be displayed. We'll also define which recipients get to see this message. In this case, the administrator is the only one that will see it because we want this to be included in the email they receive, but we don't necessarily want the respondent to see it. Clicking this checkbox will ensure that it shows on the feedback screen. Now, we can also define what the location of this message is, and in our case, we're going to choose before ending instructions. So now that we've got our rule defined, we can click Save, and if we refresh our screen, we'll see the message displays here before our ending instructions, but below everything else. So here in a very, very simple use case, we've defined additional information here. There's a couple things to note. Number one, we can add as many conditions as we wish to each conditional feedback rule. So if we want to add one here, we can choose a whole range of additional options, such as the question score topic. And we choose the topic, and then we can have that score targeted. We can also choose the number of past question topics. So if they achieve a passing score for 2 or more topics, we can display a message here. And again, these combine. So in our rule here, we're saying all conditions are true, meaning this first rule must evaluate to true, and the second must also evaluate to true. You may want to choose any conditions are true, meaning either one will trigger the message below to be displayed. So it's very, very customizable. You are not limited to the number of conditions you can define. Furthermore, you're not limited to the number of conditional feedback rules for a particular assessment. You can put as many as you wish. These can be really handy because you can provide a lot of feedback and guidance at the end of an assessment if you like. Now, these conditional feedback rules can also be used in custom reports that we create. So you can use them for things such as creating an individualized workbook that provides score information for each topic, as well as guidance on how to improve and even space to work on those improvements.